Oh, yeah. Happy Friday, everybody. Bet at 197.3 The Fan. We are live from Dave & Buster's in Mission Valley. Tier 1's already showed up.
Diehards, the absolute diehards. We love you. We appreciate you very much. It always is weird to sit on the stage and they stare at you the whole show.
Very
Everybody look at Paul.
Yeah, everyone's staring at her. It's very
unsettling. I like it.
It beats the alternative, certainly, where we're sitting here by ourselves. But, man, you guys rule for being here. You guys are amazing. In the chat, listen on the radio. We love you guys. I guess that sounds like I'm from outer space right now. The
feedback I'm getting in the chat. Sorry about that. Out of my control. Should be good. Paulie said he's working on it. Yeah, it's always what you run up against if you do a live broadcast, certainly. But one way to combat it is just come see it live, right? Live and in person. Sound normal for now. Happy Friday, everybody. Great to be here. We did make it through a fairly long week, but man, there's light at the end of the tunnel, and it's today, and it's the rest of this weekend, and of course, it's next week, the Padres opening day. I'm elated. I'm thrilled. I'm nervous. I'm excited. I'm all of it, and joined by my good friends, my beloved Ben Higgins, your friendly neighborhood sports anchor. Good morning, Benjamin.
Good morning. T-minus 6 days to opening day for the San Diego Padres. T-minus about 3 hours until this place is college basketball central in San Diego. We have a television wall that's got to be at least 40 feet wide, maybe 50 feet wide behind us.
Yeah.
They're going to put up the games all over the place. Dave & Buster's, it's been a while. I'm going to admit, it's been a while since I've been here. This place is incredible. It's absolutely incredible. I remember the first time I went to a Dave & Buster's in like the mid-'90s when I was in college in Ontario, California, Ontario Mills Mall.
They had 4 video games there at that time.
I even back then I would go, wow, this place is amazing. This place is incredible. Well, you can talk about it this morning, but I just did a walkthrough and see what they've done to this place. It's awesome. If you haven't been here in a while, come on down during the day. During our show, we're going to be broadcasting live all day long, all the way until 7 o'clock tonight.
Crazy.
And come by. We got prizes to give away. They've got food specials, drink specials, and, of course, basketball is going to be on all over the place here today.
I'm glad. And let me introduce our executive producer who does so much behind the scenes to get this thing going in here every single day. The great Paulie Reindl, everybody. Make some noise for
Hey,
Paulie
how
Reindl.
are you? This operation has grown.
It has grown
from back in the day.
And I used to do a lot of stuff here when I was at the alternative station, and it's crazy what they've done to it even since those days. So no, it's a really warm and welcoming environment. And again, I'm glad that we're on in the morning, because if we had basketball games on behind us during our show, you'd be like craning your neck for the entire show, staring straight up and down, like you're at like when we took you to Explicit, it'd be the exact same thing. Just staring intently, not focused on anything else but what I'm watching.
Throwing dollar bills at the
TV. Yeah, exactly. No, man, it was this looks great, and super excited to be here today. Super excited to talk some basketball, of course, with March Madness in full swing. And the Padres game last night, I actually watched quite a bit of it because, well, our beloved Mud and Don were back in action, and it just felt like home. It felt you felt warm and fuzzy listening to those boys talk last night. Had about a 30-minute interview with our skipper and a half an inning. It was pretty incredible. We will definitely have one of the clips from that at least, and we'll save that for later. But it is unbelievable.
I have a bone to pick with Don and Mud, though, right off the bat. And tell me if any of you guys agree. They look far too good, like too healthy, too thin. That's not Don and Mud. I mean, what is this? I mean, I think they've passed us, and now is this a competition? Are we going to have to lose even more weight here so we look better than they do?
I mean, the crash dieting that they do. From I saw pictures of them maybe a month ago. We saw Mud at Fantasy Camp Paulie in January. You too, Benny. We saw them in January. There's a Papa Shot machine over there that every 3 minutes will be like, "Come kick some ass," and it scares the bejesus.
What a shot!
And then it'll just go. Rah! And then I was here before anyone was here. It was like, It scared me to death. I was like, wow, what is
You're kind
that?
of like quiet. You're just like sitting there, like working on something, and then whoa, it like jump starts.
You shoot like a turd. Like it's really, really scary. So if you hear that, don't mind us. That's just the Papa Shot machine back there. But anyway, I saw those guys, and they look like they normally do. And then they get on the TV last night, and I'm like, what is happening? They look
say
great.
TV adds 15 pounds. Somehow it subtracted about 20 from both of those guys last night.
They look great. They sounded great, most importantly. And it was a lot of fun watching that game. And like I said, it kind of felt like home last night. But we had as a show yesterday, went out and played a little golf. Told you guys about it yesterday. And it was fun. It was a beautiful day. I mean, you could not have drawn up a better day. It was just perfect. Went out to Goat Hill. And so people had bid on a chance to play with us, and they got to pick who they wanted. And Ben had his foursome, or three other guys. So Ben, that's a foursome. And then Paulie had his, and I had mine. And my foursome, one guy was running way late. So we were going to go last, which is probably the best thing because nobody in my group, let's put it this way. I look like Freddie Couples in my group. The guy driving with me, and I'm not a good golfer. I'm a 21, right? And he says, he looks at me, and this is after like 16 beers that he had. He was like, I would kill for your swing. I would kill for it. I would absolutely kill for your swing. And I'm like, I mean, Ben would not kill for my swing. Paulie probably wouldn't kill for my swing. But
I mean, if you're going to commit murder, maybe aim higher, go for Rory McIlroy's swing or Xander Schauffele.
Freddie Couples, yeah, exactly. So it was, but it was fun. The guy that rode with me was a trip, Jason, and I do appreciate Jason and Barry and Scotty for coming out and playing. But yeah, he got into the Coors Lights early, and then he got into the IPAs late, and when you close with the IPA, that's not the best move. When you close with the IPA, what you start doing is you start forgetting to bring your clubs up to the tee box, which is exactly what Jason did. He would walk up to the tee box and be like, I'm like, bro, get your driver. This is a driver hole. Oh, all right, I'll get my driver. And then he reached in my bag of Doritos and pulled some out.
Just help yourself.
Which I wouldn't let Ben and Paul do. And he's like, we're driving. I'm holding him. He's like,
which is very protective of his Doritos.
What in the world are you doing, man? So I'm crying, laughing, dude. At this point, I'm like, this guy's a trip. There's one hole there where you have to finish the hole, and then you have to bring the club for the next hole. You have to walk up a tee
otherwise
box.
You have to walk way back to the cart and way back. Just, logistically, you should just bring your club with you.
Yeah, so I said, hey, bro, this is the hole where you just grab your little hybrid. It's about a 225-yard shot. And so grab your hybrid or your driver, whatever you want to hit, and we got to walk up to that big, tall tee box. So the whole group walks up there. We're standing up there ready to tee up. Well, he's standing there. He doesn't have his club. He goes, oh, I forgot my club. And has to run down the thing. There's groups piling up behind us. So I am sweating and anxious. I'm like, all right, boys, we got to pick up the pace. By
the way, the owner of the course is there.
The
Sean
owner is
Ashworth,
there,
watching you do this all at the same time.
But he was a really good dude, man. We had a really nice conversation, and I'm really appreciative. But I told him, I go, you're going to get your balls broken on the air about the 17 beers that you drank here. But he was having a good time, man. He was loose and having fun. That's what it was all about.
My guys were great.
Those
Andy
guys were cool
and
as hell.
Dylan and David, and I appreciate them bidding on us and playing golf with us. They were pretty sober. Everyone just had, I think, one beer during the round, but they were oddly competitive.
Ooh.
They kept asking me, have you checked with the other groups to see what their score is? And I kept going, I know the other groups. We're fine.
You're good.
Don't worry. We're good.
You won, guys.
They'll be lucky if they actually
talking when we're not even there.
Write 18 scores into the actual scorecard at the end of the day. You're going to be fine. Don't worry. We're not going to be overly competitive today. Paulie, I mean, I never got your final score.
We didn't keep score.
See, that's the thing. They were very competitive,
but we were told nobody told us to keep score. We didn't agree on any competitive.
You don't have to be told to keep score.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you do.
You have to be told to keep score in golf.
Yeah.
If you're competing with against another group,
if you're competing with someone, don't you automatically write down the
scores
you
guys played best ball? What are you talking about?
We played our own balls, and you just pick the best score of each on each hole.
Right.
But you're playing your own ball.
But we weren't
didn't
playing
play scramble.
We weren't playing each other. No one said, "Hey, we're having a big match here."
You don't have to say it. You just keep your own score, and you can compare at the end.
Well, after about 8,
did the Padres and Rangers have to say, "Hey, are we going to keep score today, or what are we going to do?"
That's professional.
They're playing
baseball.
against each other.
Correct.
It's been determined when they showed up
for a game.
That is a competition.
You are playing against everybody on the golf course every time you pick up a club. It's a competitive sport.
You're playing against yourself. It's not a sport. It's a hobby. Come on, buddy. That's what we talking to. It's a hobby. That you had your hobby. We all played our hobby yesterday. After like 6 8s in a row, we were like, I think we'll just pick up now because we had to keep it moving. It was like molasses out there yesterday. But anyway, we had a great time. Love to do it again. Bet on us next time. Maybe just keep it to like 7. Maybe keep it like 8, 9 beers next time. How about that? It's fun for everybody.
All right, we are live at Dave & Buster's. We'll set the menu when we come back because I want to tell you about the prizes that we've got for you today. Give you a reason to come out and join us if you're on your way to work, or maybe just, take the day off of work and spend it here with 97.3 The Fan. We'll set the menu for the program. Coming up next, we'll talk some Padres, obviously. Don't go anywhere. We're live from Mission Valley. Dave & Buster's. Ben Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. First, I'm going to tell you about Prize Picks. I'm looking around this place. There's lights flashing all over the place. People are winning. You can win at Prize Picks. Real money, up to 1,000 times your cash, playing daily fantasy sports, accessible to everyone. It's really simple to play. You're just setting lineups on the app between 2 and 6 players, stat projections, and picking more or less. If it's baseball, more or less than 1.5 hits or 1 RBI in a game. And pick your favorite players, different teams. You combine them together, and again, win real money up to 1,000 times your cash. When you download the app, make sure you use the code KWFN. You're going to get $50 instantly when you play your first $5 lineup. So that's a bunch of play right off the bat, maybe to start baseball season next week or to watch college basketball this weekend. $50 instantly when you play your first $5 lineup by using the code KWFN. It's easy to load. I was showing Woods my account earlier. It's easy to withdraw that money in your account like 15 minutes later. I've done it several times. I've been lucky because I've been winning on Prize Picks. You can do it as well. Prize Picks, run your game. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for details, and we'll be back after a Vicky Pepper traffic check here on 97.3 The Fan. Better once, live from Dave & Buster's in Mission Valley. Second day of the NCAA tournament. If you join us, the doors are open right now. You come in. It's a large building. If you've been here before, immediately turn around the corner to your left. You'll see the giant wall, video wall, and we're sitting right in front of it with the tier ones. All the way at the other end, of course, is the game zone. With it's incredible. I was just back there. I've lost count of how many bars they have in here.
Yeah,
there's a tap zone in the back where you actually can pour your own craft beers.
Yep.
You get like a card and you just go, hey, help yourself while you're playing their games out there. They used to have a counter where you'd like redeem tickets for prizes. Now it's a whole store where you walk in and peruse the merchandise with whatever you've won playing all the games here at Dave & Buster's. It's absolutely incredible.
Looks like we're in Vegas or something. It looks like a casino floor. It's massive. There's bright lights everywhere. Like it's so much fun.
And the games,
there's fewer prostitutes and cigarette. There's fewer.
The games are now of such a level that it's probably passed most of us by. You look like you're plugging yourself into the Matrix.
Yeah.
For most of the games, there's like VR headsets.
They have some VR. My kids and I love to play Jurassic Park. We go and just, which, I don't know.
Are you killing the dinosaurs?
Yeah, you actually are.
So sad.
Spilled your coffee there, buddy. Sorry.
Oh,
just a little bit.
That was on you.
That's on me.
That seems. They're endangered.
Yeah, well,
extinct species.
It's not like we're killing bald eagles, live in real time. These are extinct already. It's a figment of your imagination at this point. But no, there's a million things to do here. I'd actually like to get back there and play a little bit soon.
There's also food. They can have breakfast burritos. They just brought us some. Delicious. So
who wants to hear me eat one live on the air? It sounds so good. Listen how good this sounds.
Here comes what's.
Oh, yeah. That's delicious.
Speaking of prizes, if you stop by, make sure you enter at our prize table. We've got an autographed Mike Schilt baseball to give away. The skipper signing ball. I don't know when he has time. He's so busy right now with spring training and being on the air with Don and Mud last night during the game.
Did he sign that baseball short and fast?
Long and deep and wide.
Did it take him a long time to sign that baseball?
Dude, if you missed the broadcast last night because you were watching March Madness, look, I don't blame you. It's a Padres spring training. We actually had the debate this morning with what was more important for our show. And it's one of the reasons I like our show is because I knew Ben would have basketball covered. And I think he knew I'd be watching the Padres game last night.
I did.
I'm so glad that I watched the Padres game last night. I did flip over to the second half of the UCSD game, saw the late run, and we will, of course, talk about that this morning. It was a really valiant effort, and then we can get a deeper dive into it. But I saw some things that didn't make a lot of sense to me yesterday in the second half of that game, too.
Oh, my goodness gracious. I'm not going to blame officiating. You knew that UCSD wasn't going to get the whistle, but we can talk about how that went down and what a valiant effort by the Tritons against the Big Ten tournament champions last night. We'll talk NCAA tournament coming up. With the Padres, they did make a big move yesterday. We'll talk about Gavin Sheets.
Oh, yeah. I was like, what they did?
Yeah, getting promoted to the 40-man roster, a clear sign that he is in their plans here for the start of the 2025 season. So we'll get into the Padres. Last 4 days of spring training. And then they will break camp on Monday, head back to San Diego, and get ready for opening day on Thursday.
I cannot wait.
Atlanta Braves. Of course, coming up later in the program in our 7 o'clock hour, don't do this. And at 7:35, we will crown our tournament champion, the 6th annual Tournament of Drops. You have voted. Voting is now closed. Only Paulie, to my right, knows the winner, the 6th champion of the Tournament.
I even asked you guys.
Drops.
We were getting ready. I said, all right, I'm pulling it up. I'm pulling up the results. Do you want to know? You said both said no. I said
no.
Right,
I'd like to be surprised as whether it was Hacksaw or yours truly that takes the title this year for the Tournament of Drops champion.
Yeah, I both kids last night running around the house. Both kids, Bo, my 7-year-old, was saying ganja, aka cannabis.
Ganja, aka cannabis.
And I said, he said, well, what is that? I go, how do you describe it? What would you say if your kids asked, Dad, what's ganja, aka cannabis?
weed, marijuana,
aka marijuana,
loose cannabis,
and then he does it actually pretty good. I actually got audio. I'll send it to Adam. You guys can hear. I recorded him saying both drops last night. He really likes the "You've Got a Problem." I don't know who is going to win today. I have no idea. Paulie, can you at least tell us, was it close?
It was a landslide.
Oh my God! Wow. I have no.
We still don't know who won.
Idea. I have no earthly idea.
I'm surprised. I thought whatever it went, whichever direction, it would be fairly close. But it was a landslide. I don't know what that
Final Four and Elite Eight matchups. We had a lot of 52% to 48%. This one was not close. From the beginning.
I can imagine either way, honestly. Oh, okay. I'm fascinated. So we will find out in our 7 o'clock hour, 7:35, who won our tournament of drops. In our 8 o'clock hour, we will play a special edition of Take on Woods, the rematch from our Christmas and holiday extravaganza. Guess who's going to be stopping by this morning? John Flint from KSON is coming back to take another crack at Woodsy. This time just in a kind of standard game of Take on Woods, regular game. But he's going to be here, and he'll play for one of the Tier 1s to qualify for a trip to Las Vegas. We'll do that at 8:25.
We're not allowed to have interns at Odyssey San Diego, but if we could, I think he would sign up to be our intern on Ben and Woods. I'm pretty sure he would. He's
busy. He's got his Country Fest tomorrow and everything. So in Country Fest
still coming out to support. So I really appreciate that. I will not be reciprocating at Country Fest tomorrow night. I'll be in Colorado, but I wish them the very best. I know they work very hard on that event. So go out, support. If you like country music, head on out to it's at Petco, isn't it?
I believe so. Does anyone in our promotions team know where Country Fest takes place?
Is it at Petco? It is at
Gallagher
Petco.
Square.
All right,
Gallagher Square at Petco Park.
Beautiful.
The revamped, redone Gallagher Square, looking beautiful.
What is with your chairs?
I don't know. You gave me the creaky chairs. It's not like I'm moving around a ton. I'm pretty still here. This was you. We never hear the end of it. 8:35. We will be joined.
We switched chairs.
We switched chairs. What is happening?
8:35. We'll be joined from Padres spring training in Peoria, Arizona, by spring training Sammy at the game last night. Get some updates on what's going on. Padres have a day game against the Chicago Cubs this afternoon across town in Mesa, Arizona. So Samuel, they'll probably be there early since they'll have to get on a bus. So Samuel will have some updates for us when we get there to his segment at 8:35 this morning. And then 9 o'clock hour, our last biggest fan announcement of the contest. And then we've got some Padres tickets to give away for the Padres Guardians, another game for the Jackson Merrill bobblehead game, and a roundel report. And then we'll turn things over to Braden at 10 o'clock as we continue to broadcast live all day long, right here from Dave and Buster's in Mission Valley, right under the big 805 bridge, right over Mission Valley.
Yeah, man, it's one of those locations that's really central. Everyone can get down here, and again, we'll be here till 10. I've got a jam. I mean, at 9:54 when we sign up, I have to catch a plane. I am pushing it as it is. I had to pack last night, which was, packing for a ski trip. I haven't done it in 20 years. It's pretty heavy.
I'm going to stick around for a while after the show.
Okay.
I do have to get down to I'm emceeing the Barrio Luncheon with the Padres at 11:30 this morning, but I will stick around for kind of an hour or so with Tier 1s after the show, maybe play some games, watch some college basketball. So
somebody please get video of him playing some games.
Please.
That's what I need. What are you going to play?
Skee ball. I love skee ball. They still have old school. It's the only old school thing left. I mean, there's some bells and whistles, but you can still play skee ball. You can still play air hockey here. I used to love air hockey.
Yeah, I do too.
One of my favorite games. And then there's some games I will never understand. There's a giant piano, and you have to match the keys on the screen and play it. Yeah. I might try that one.
Okay.
Actually.
Try to win a lot of tickets and win the boombox in the ever elusive boombox or the Nintendo 64 or whatever they have up there, the creme de la creme of prizes.
So that's what's on the menu for the program today. When we come back, we'll get into some Padres talk. We'll hear from the newest, I'd say, official member of the Padres. I mean, not on the 26-man yet, but he's going to be. Gavin Sheets, his reaction to getting his contract selected yesterday. Hear from the skipper, Mike Schilt, as well. All coming up next.
Yeah, you will. You will hear from the skipper, Mike Schilt, my friend.
On San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. First, Woods and I are going to tell you about trust and will. I know this seems like an odd place to be discussing your last will and testament or setting up a trust to take care of your family if you're going to be gone. But the point of talking about it now is so you don't have to talk about it or think about it. You just know and have the peace of mind that you've taken care of your loved ones if something should happen to you.
Well, yeah, man. And like I mentioned yesterday, it's that time of year, right? Kind of the spring, getting things in order, right? For us especially, covering baseball all year long, like try to handle your business before baseball season starts. If you're like us, you're spending 162 games and days a year. Do this, get it off your plate, get your documents, throw it in your desk drawer, and forget about it. Hopefully for a long time.
With a will, you can designate guardians for your kids. You can like bequeath items. With a trust, you can actually take your assets and avoid the costly, lengthy process of probate court.
Yep.
So really important if you want to save your family a lot of grief and a lot of money in the long run. And it's really affordable at trustandwill.com. Just answer some quick questions. They'll send you the documents. And you've got them. And right now, if you use our code FAN, you're going to get 20% off and free shipping of your documents. You'll have them. It'll be done. You don't have to think about them again. Just go to trustandwill.com. That's trustandwill.com. And we're back with more from Dave and Buster's next here on 97.3 The Fan. I do like the idea, Woods, that the good performance can be rewarded.
Sure.
And I think we're seeing that with the San Diego Padres at spring training. Welcome back, Ben and Woods. Paul, we are live at Dave & Buster's in Mission Valley. Come join us right below the 805 freeway, Camino del Rio North. So yesterday, Padres coming off the day off at spring training. Everybody shows up a little late for the night game, afternoon. And they've got some news as they return from their day off, that the Padres had selected the contract of Gavin Sheets, essentially moving him from the minor league contract side to the 40-man roster. And here's what the skipper, Mike Shildt, had to say about the move yesterday.
Alleged.
I think there's still some decisions to be made, but maybe one of them was made today with the addition of Gavin Sheets to the 40-man roster. What can you share with us about that?
Yeah, I mean, it's more of AJ's purview, but, clearly, Gavin came in and is, as expected, good player, right? And so some reason he wasn't on a 40-man, and we were able to get him in on a non-roster invite, and he's more than earned his opportunity to be on the 40-man roster, and I'm excited, and I know he is.
How's the competition going on still for those final roster spots?
A lot of competition. Me and AJ met this morning with Josh Stein and, talked for about a little over an hour and a half, and there's a lot of different paths. Decisions are getting closer, and obviously the days are going by, but, we still have 5 days of camp. Clearly, probably in the next 3 or 4 days, look to have this thing more or less wrapped up, but there's some really hard decisions to make, and there's a path for, a lot of different guys on this club.
So what Mike Shildt, I think, was saying is that he was, surprised that Gavin Sheets was even available.
Yeah.
And I don't think I looked at it that way. I kind of figured cast off from the Chicago White Sox. How good could he possibly be? The worst team in baseball, didn't even have a place for him. But after watching him in spring, and he worked, with Victor Rodriguez, Padres, hitting coaches, worked on some stuff. It looks like the Padres may have found something. We won't know until the season actually starts. How confident are you that Gavin Sheets is going to contribute for the Padres this season?
It's the hardest game there is, man. It just is. And sometimes it does take a little bit longer to adjust. Sometimes it's about being in the right environment. And I think we could all say, even though we're not experts, I think we could all say the Chicago White Sox may not be the best environment for players. It may not be, at least last year where he was. Now, they've added Will Venable to the staff, and I think he's going to do a good job. But, you can only do so much with what you have. And so many times look at what the team from LA has done with castoffs from other teams. They have guys that they picked up and turned into all-stars. They have guys that they have been core players for them for many, many years. Max Muncy, nobody wanted Max. Nobody wanted Chris Taylor. Nobody really wanted Kike. These are guys that you look at and go, yeah, dude, these guys can help you win a World Series, period. So he has absolutely earned his chance. That's what I love, is the fact that, hey, man, Gavin Sheets may not work out here, but nobody can look at if they end up putting him on the opening day roster and he doesn't do well, nobody can say, what were you guys thinking? That's a dumb move. You should have known this from the get-go. No, man, that guy earned his spot, and, hey, it didn't work out, and he's on to bigger and better things or out of the game. So I love the fact that he's changed, he's worked, he's applied it, and it's worked for him, and the confidence is there.
I was going to bring that up because our Sam Levitt was able to talk to Gavin Sheets yesterday as well, and he got into some more of the specifics of what he has been working on, what he has changed that really seems to have been effective for him in this Padres camp. Here's Gavin Sheets reacting to being added to the Padres 40-man roster.
You did a pretty solid spring. How would you kind of react to the news that you had your contract selected today?
Yeah, it's exciting. That was obviously the goal I had when I got here, and to get notified by the front office and everything, it feels good. It's the hard work that was put in, and just excited about the opportunity to be here and to have the contract selected.
Have they told you if you'll be on the roster? Or is that something that comes later?
I think that's something that'll all come going forward, but no, obviously that was the initial news was just getting on the 40-man, get on the roster, and just excited to have that news.
And how exciting is it to kind of be a part of this group, knowing the role that you could fill? And
That's why I came here. That's why I wanted to be here. You look around this clubhouse and you look around what this team has, and the excitement of last year, and obviously what we want to build on. And it feels good to start using the word we and look at what's ahead and be a part of this.
All right, that's Gavin Sheets. He also talked about some of the work that he had done on low off-speed pitches and, the loading with his legs. I mean, kind of technical baseball stuff, but it's not like he's just getting lucky here. He's been putting in the time and the effort and making a difference in his swing. And, I mean, I don't know that anybody's been driving the ball as well as he has in the Cactus League over the last 3 weeks now.
Yeah, Corey in the chat said, hey, the perfect example is Jurickson Profar, what he did to kind of rework his entire swing after he left Colorado. Again, Colorado, no offense to Buddy Black and his staff. I love Buddy Black. That being said, it hasn't brought out the best in a lot of guys the last few years. Wasn't a fit for Profar. He comes here, finds a home, and gets a little confidence by having a hot start. The exact same thing could absolutely happen to Gavin Sheets. So I'm excited to see him, man. The power is legit. You don't luck into hitting the ball that hard and catching that many barrels. That's some skill involved, and that's a lot of hard work. And I hope to see it continue. I mean, I was thinking about opening day, and somebody sent me their lineup on Instagram, and it had Gavin Sheets in it, had Jason Hayward in it, had Jackson Merrill in it, had Luis Ariz in it. And I go, buddy, don't forget who's throwing opening day. That's Chris Sale. I'm not throwing Chris Sale 4 lefties right to the, throwing these guys right to the wolves. You can't baby them all year, but game 1, day 1, let's try to get our best matchup. And Gavin Sheets available off the bench. Certainly guys like Jason Hayward off the bench late in the game. That's fine by me. But yeah, man, I'm stacking that lineup with righties if I'm Mike Schilt.
So that's the first decision of what is going to be a number of decisions that the Padres are making over the next few days. And Mike Schilt, we heard him say, this is maybe the best competition he's ever had. Yep. Usually it's like, hey, I've got 2 guys who are competing for 1 spot.
Sometimes just in the bullpen,
He said yesterday, I've got 10 guys competing for about 5 spots at the end of my roster. And I saw a couple of people on Twitter making fun of that, going, well, of course you do, because your team's not that. That's what bad teams do. They have tons of competition at the end of the roster. I don't see it that way. I see this as a legit competition of guys who are excelling that are trying to legitimately make what maybe one of the deeper rosters the Padres have had in these last few years. I mean, they've had some top-heavy rosters that didn't have good players necessarily at the end of the bench. I think this year they're going to have a little more depth, perhaps, based on what we've seen in spring training, than even in other years. Like when Bob Melvin, he had no depth at all.
0.
Couldn't put anybody in that wasn't a starter.
Correct.
I think Mike Schilt is going to be rotating a lot of these guys in and keeping guys fresh throughout the season because he's got veteran options that seem to be in good form going into this year. That's a good thing for the San Diego Padres.
No, it's a great, and again, it's easy to say with a week left, before the season starts. We'll see how it shapes out. But yeah, man, and again, I know that we're all scarred because I'm with you, man. I drank the Kool-Aid on Nelly Cruz and Matt Carpenter so fast that I was just guzzling it, like running through brick walls, yelling Kool-Aid because I believed it, and they told me, oh, no, Nelly got his eyes fixed. He's ready to go. He's seeing it great. Matt Carpenter coming off a monster year with the Yankees. I'm like, all right, this is going to be great.
So hindsight's 2020, obviously, in regards to those guys. Do you think it also had anything to do with the hype from the previous season, how it ended, how excited we all were, right? That was 2023?
Yeah.
So coming off that NLDS win.
I would have bought anything they sold.
It kind of felt like that. Yeah. Whereas if they were to get added, those caliber of players and their age and everything this year, I don't know that we would have drank the Kool-Aid maybe as fast.
Well, and again, we haven't drank it on guys like Yuli Gurriel yet. I mean, Jason Hayward with a nice piece of hitting last night. Yeah. Really, really nice. Rips a triple down the line. I jumped out. I was screaming for the guy. I want him to do well. I don't necessarily see it lasting 162. I don't. I wish it would. He deserves it. He's earned it. He's an absolute G, and I would love to have him a part of this team forever. But what's left in that tank?
And to be fair, back in 2023, I don't think it was a case of we were all being homers in San Diego. I've seen that situation where we look at our team and go, I think this is better than, other people are giving us credit for. The national media is overlooking us.
Right.
No, the national media was like, this is the greatest Padres team, maybe one of the best rosters we've ever seen. So we were certainly caught up in all that excitement in 2023, I think understandably, Now we're more skeptical. And from that more skeptical viewpoint, as you said, I still have a great deal of optimism now from what I've seen from the Padres' depth going into this season.
Well, and I think the other thing, too, that maybe everybody is a little bit more relaxed and confident about is our skipper, Mike Shildt. I know I am. His demeanor has changed a lot. Now, we'll see how that holds up throughout the course of 162. Let's check traffic. I'm going to break down the full Mike Shildt interview last night. It was epic.
From the 97.3 The Fan Traffic Center, here's Vicky Pepper.
This report brought to you by local and veteran-owned Sedano Ford in La Mesa. 94 West at the 15, still got a report of a brush fire underneath the freeway. The smoke is causing some visibility issues, so use extra caution there.
Brush fire under the freeway would be very bad news where we're broadcasting from live right now at Dave & Buster's because we're right under the 805 freeway in Mission Valley. Come join us. We are live and local all day long here on 97.3 The Fan. So even if it's after work, you can still come by, catch basketball, catch food specials, drink specials, play some games. It is early, but we'd love to see you out here at Dave & Buster's. We'll be here until 10 o'clock.
Yeah, we expect to see you out here at Dave & Buster's. Come on out. Bring your ass, as Ann Edwards likes to say.
Yep. What was that? An Elite Eight tournament?
Yeah, Elite Eight, yeah.
5 seed participant. Yeah, 5 seed. All right. So last night, we had Mud and Don back on the microphone. Had a nice evening game against the Texas Rangers at the Peoria Sports Complex.
Yep.
And, they're getting their broadcast ready for the season. Bob Scanlon, Mary Lou's was there.
Yep.
So they were, this was their spring training as well. And what do? Well, let's mic up the manager during the inning and have a conversation with Mike Shildt.
And it really was spectacular. I mean, it was a long inning. Padres worked some walks. They got some hits. Hayward with the bases clearing triple, and Shilt's on the mic for all of it, and it was just great. I mean, when he's loose, there is no one better in baseball. Maybe I'll give you Ron Washington and Mike Shildt as it's like, hey, I'm loose. I'm talking about baseball. Those are guys I want to listen to all the time. I mean, I can't get enough. I was Zeke Elliott, man, with the bowl of cereal last night. And my wife, too, Bo, all of us were sitting there watching, listening. He was so good. Somebody hit a little flare, and he's like, get down. And it did. And he goes, sometimes you just got to talk to it. It was so good, man. He was incredible last night. And, talking about the preparation.
What inning was this? Do you remember?
Top of the second?
Top of the second,
okay.
yeah.
I'm gonna go
bottom of the second.
I will literally go back and watch.
Go back and watch it,
yeah.
man. He was brilliant. And again, just talking baseball last night. And I tweeted last night. I go, man, my guy Mike Shildt can burn some clock on an interview. We know it. He's done it to us.
What does that mean?
Burn some clock.
Explain a little on that.
You ask him a question, and you'll get 7 uninterrupted minutes of him just going.
That's actually an interviewee strategy.
It's my dream.
If you want, well, it's great for us sometimes, but if you're worried about there's some questions maybe you don't want to answer later,
just talk.
If you talk on the first question for 7 minutes, you don't leave any time for the interviewers to ask the questions that you didn't want them to ask in the beginning. So that's burning the clock on the interview. And he does that really well.
Nobody better, honestly. AJ's pretty good at it. But Shildt is Hall of Famer at it. So he was talking strategy. He said to Mud and Don, he goes, y'all want to do a little hit and run here? And they're like, yeah, let's do it. So sure enough, man, he does a hit and run with Diaz on first, 1 out, and Luis Ariz at the plate. I don't think you can come up with a better combo to do it with, right? You're probably your slowest runner and your best contact guy. And Ariz rips one down to third. Diaz stays out of the double play, works to perfection. I mean, it was, obviously had it gotten through, it would have been better, but it was pretty spectacular. And then he blessed the entire universe with the drop heard around the world. My DMs went bananas. I was writing people back. I got it, dude. I got it. We got it. We're playing it tomorrow. Was talking about how they want to prepare, but this is what everyone clued in on.
I want to go fast, but I want to go slow, and I want to go deep.
Again?
I want to go fast, but I want to go slow, and I want to go deep.
I mean, that's it. I want to go fast. I want to go slow, but I want to go deep.
I want to go fast, but I want to go slow, and I want to go deep.
Yeah, I mean, you just summed it up right there.
Sign me up.
That's the way that it's truly done.
We're about 358 days away from the start of the 7th annual Ben & Woods Tournament of Drops.
Can we do a mid-season
we already have an overwhelming favorite for next year. I
want to go fast, but I want to go slow, and I want to go deep.
That's a 1 seed right there. That's Duke coming into the season
undefeated.
With the top, Cooper Flag, top player in the country. Already day
4
one.
lottery picks on their starting 5.
Yeah. It was one of the most, and I heard it and I just gave it like the, when your dog hears a funny noise, I gave it like the head tilt. I was like, that's gonna live for a while.
I mean, this week alone we added Otani cranks one out.
Yep, loose cannabis,
now this one.
And now
I want to go fast, but I want to go slow, and I want to go deep.
Dirty dog, Myers.
I love it. That's that. Everything, every catchphrase I hear, I'm like, that belongs on a shirt. This one actually belongs on a shirt. The San Diego Padres motto: I want to go fast, but I want to go slow. I want to go deep into the playoffs. That's where I want to go. I want to go deep into the playoffs this year.
Is it too late to replace For the Faithful this year?
Hashtag go deep. I'm in. I think it's great.
9th inning, and I want to go fast, but I want to go slow, and I want to go deep for your San Diego Padres.
It was really, really good. And again, I mean, he was on there. It was like a 20-minute half inning. I mean, and he was just chopping it up. I actually texted our buddy in PR there, and I texted him, and I said, hey, just so you know, Schulte is winning hearts and minds with this interview. I mean, the reaction from it in a spring training interview was like nothing I've ever seen, and not just the drop, but the way he was talking about the team, how the guys have been preparing. It was great, dude. It just felt for a moment like we were back.
Pitching wise, Nick Pivetta, by the way, was outstanding yesterday.
Bro, you get to hear right out of the chute. Say it, Donnie. Say it, Donnie. All down by way of the case. Struck out the side in the first.
Side finished with 5 strikeouts, 5 innings, 1 hit, 2 walks. Nick Pivetta fitting in really well in the San Diego Padres for a late addition to the roster right there at the start of spring training.
Nick
Pivetta is filling in, and you can't really replace Joe Musgrove, but I feel like Nick Pivetta is going to at least physically do a good job replacing what Joe would have given you this season.
He is an absolute menace out there. You can tell he's going to fight this year. Like there will be a fight with Nick Pivetta. He'll be in the middle of it. Now, it very well could be within his own dugout. But there will be a fight this year with Nick Pivetta and another baseball player, maybe in another uniform, maybe in our uniform. He's one of those guys that, like, he threw a pitch, he thought it was strike 3, he went out of frame. Like, he was gone. He didn't slowly walk out. He, like, jumped into the dugout, and they're like, that's ball 3 or whatever. So he had to walk back out. He's pacing.
He didn't challenge it?
He did not challenge. Him and Diaz did challenge one. It wasn't even close. It was a curveball that was way up high, and they missed that challenge. But I like Pivetta. I like his makeup. I like his competitiveness. We love to see that here. We needed some of that here. You don't get the sense he's going to back down from anybody. And his stuff looked pretty good, man. Looked pretty good last night.
Adam, you get a little sound from Nick Pivetta after the game last night?
Good. I felt good. Diaz, he was really good tonight behind the plate for me. He had a really good understanding of the game plan, and I was kind of able to feed off him and just do my thing.
How has that relationship kind of built this spring?
It's been great. I think it's obviously it's a hard relationship to build in such a short time, but I think as the season goes on, it's been really good.
Getting as many pitches as you did, getting through the 5 innings. I mean, what's left? You probably have like something on the backfield just to.
I believe I have one more start and then off to San Diego. Yeah.
This is about where you wanted to be, right?
Yeah, I feel good. Happy with the way I threw. Happy with the pitches that I got to. Limited the walks and limited damage.
All right, Nick Pivetta, after his 5 innings, 5 strikeout performance against the Texas Rangers last night, Padres down to 4 more spring training games left. They will take on the Chicago Cubs this afternoon. I do think, and we can get to this later, I think one player locked up a spot on the roster last night. one in particular. We'll get to that. We'll talk some UCSD basketball. What a game last night for the Tritons. All coming up next on The Fan. We're back live at Dave & Buster's in Mission Valley. It's Ben and Woods on a Friday morning on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. We'll get back to Padres talk in a little bit. Did you guess which player I think made the roster last night? Like locked up his spot? Save it.
I'll save it. I have no idea.
Save it.
Manny Machado.
No, I think he was already on the team to begin with. This is a guy who's definitely competing for a roster spot. But I want to talk a little college basketball. Obviously, first day of the NCAA tournament completed yesterday. You got your mix of upsets. You had your mix of favorites that looked really good. But my attention at 7 o'clock turned to the UCSD Tritons making their first ever appearance in the big dance, taking on Michigan, a 12 versus a 5 seed. And as we talked about earlier in the week, Woods, UCSD was a pretty sexy upset pick. They were only 2.5-point underdogs.
I said it was the sexiest 12/5 in the tournament. It was picked in what's the percentage of brackets it was picked on, Paulie?
I didn't see the actual percentage.
It was a solid, a solid amount of people thought UCSD could pull it off. So the game starts, and of course, pit in my stomach as Michigan jumps out to a 10-0 lead. And I go, oh no. This isn't going to be a San Diego State, North Carolina situation again where they're just going to get run off the floor by a blue blood program that's been felt disrespected all week long. Like Michigan, like you're picking UCSD to beat
over us.
Big Blue, Michigan.
I screamed
in this game.
I screamed, basketball team, don't embarrass San Diego challenge. Go. Like I couldn't do that again.
And, they stabilized a little bit in the first half, but still ended up trailing by 14 points at halftime. And that's not, when you're trying to pull off an upset in the NCAA tournament, clearly that's not where you want to be. Down 14 to a much bigger, more established opponent with a pair of 7-footers who are, by the way, athletic dudes. Those guys from Michigan, they were not 7-foot stiffs. They could run up and down the court. They're a legitimate Big Ten tournament champion that UCSD was facing.
They were, all over the boards, right? Like, and it was truly like men again. It's like me playing Bo's friends in the street. Truly the reach, the wingspan, the ability to just go up and just palm a basketball off the backboard for a rebound was pretty crazy. But man, the fight that UCSD showed was incredible.
So down 14 in the second half, and with their best player, the Big West Player of the Year, Aniwa Tate Jones, deep into foul trouble, somehow the Tritons still managed to come back in the game. Tyler McGuy, the senior,
he's unreal
with the shot. He never takes the ball. Oh, it's always over his head, so it's like really tough to block. He started heating up after a cold first half, and the deficit was chipped away, and you got to the last couple of minutes. They're now within 3 with 3 minutes to go. They tie it up, and then they take the lead with just over 2 minutes remaining. They've come all the way back to go ahead by 2 points. Give Michigan credit. Trey Donaldson goes back at the other end, hits the deep three to go back ahead by 1. And then after that, it got messy. You had both sides kind of, the referees decided we are not going to be the ones to decide this game. A lot of bumping. I think the Tritons could have gone to the free throw line a couple of times down the stretch. They could not buy a call.
I actually think after going back and seeing it, I think the refs missed a call on the Tritons I think he got
away with
more hand than ball on the shot right by the rim. They didn't call that. But then the ensuing drive down, he was so clearly a foul. The ref goes, no, I'm not doing that. And he's not calling it. And they didn't. And that would have been a pretty crucial foul at that point, and would have sent UCSD to the line. And I think that at that point they were down two, maybe could have tied the game, but they decided to swallow the whistle entirely, really in the last couple minutes of the game.
The one that drove me crazy, though, in what ended up being a 3-point game, the Michigan guy who made a 3-pointer while standing on the out of bounds line, and to miss that call, those 3 critical points. The broadcasters caught it. The official standing right there did not. And basketball, especially in the tournament, is such a game of those minute changes, momentum swings, and that was such a big play that they missed.
No, real quick. Yeah, and it's probably just sour grapes because the San Diego team lost, but there are times where it's questionable if your foot's on the line, like a 3-point line, and they'll call it a 3, but they can go back and review and determine actually that was a 2. So the 69 points on the scoreboard, it's actually 68. Why can't they do that with a shot like that where you're out of bounds, they count it, and then they go to a commercial time, immediate timeout? Why can't they go back and look at that?
Seems like that would be an easily overturnable call. But so UCSD ends up down 3. Last seconds of the game. Here's what it sounded like last night. The final call, looking for that tying 3. They got the ball to the guy who was hot, Tyler McGuy. He had a chance to send it to overtime.
Into the front court with 14 to play. He's calling for it. McGuy, they switched it. Got to go. Working against Wolf. Got to get a shot away. 3-pointer. No good. Rebound, Michigan. And they survive the Tritons of UC San Diego. And the Wolverines go on to round 2, but boy, did they.
God, I thought that was going in.
Now, Tritons were a really good 3-point
really good
team
all season long. Yeah.
And it was, how'd they start? 0 for
9.
0 for 9.
Yeah, and 7 for 30 from the game. A guy who had such a great second half, he still was only 3 of 15 from 3-point range. And the player of the year, Aniwa Tate Jones, who fouled out on a very questionable
with like
rebound with 7 minutes to go
left,
and only scored 7 points. You told me, if you had do the Ben bit, if you had told me that Tyler McGuy was going to miss 12 3-pointers and Tate Jones was going to score 7, I would have said, well, they lost by 30 to Michigan. I mean, and they still had a chance to win it. That's why that game is almost more painful than the Aztecs getting bodied by 27 points.
100%.
Because they could have won that game. In fact, I almost go they should have won that game against Michigan and kind of let it get away early. If it wasn't for that early slow start.
Here's what I was just going to do the next Ben Betty. You take away that 10-0 start.
Yeah,
Aztecs are
it's a totally different game.
Tritons are dancing today, man. Keep dancing. Like Bill says in the chat, almost pulled it off. No bench play. 4 points off the bench is
and they never got all season long. They weren't a team that got a ton off the bench. They had a great starting 5. Everybody could. Hayden Gray was all over the court, the nation leader in steals.
Yeah.
And they got some of those. They forced 14 turnovers. They only turned it over 8 times themselves. They did things well in that game. And they should be.
Michigan looks very beatable.
It wasn't not an impossible matchup. The tough part now going forward is you lose everybody.
Yeah.
You lose all your starters, most of your scoring.
Probably your head coach.
And probably, if we're going to be honest, Eric Olin, the head coach, is gonna get an opportunity somewhere. We'll see. Maybe Earl Edwards, the athletic director, can find a way to keep Eric Olin around. I think this is a critical inflection point for that program.
Yeah, big time.
Because you can go 2 different ways legitimately. If you have to replace your head coach, you can kind of go internally and go, let's stick with what got us here and worked, and let's build internally. Or
San Diego State route.
Yeah, San Diego State route, promote the Brian Dutcher route. Or you can go, we, for the first time ever, have a little bit of national attention. We have some momentum. We might be able to actually attract a coach and some players that we would not have been able to do 12 months ago and use that momentum to kind of pop your program up to the next level. Neither way is a guaranteed success or failure. Right. It's just going to have to be, they're going to have to determine what's the best way they can to build off this momentum, knowing, San Diego State's bringing back most of their team next year. Tritons don't have that luxury. They're going to have to completely rebuild and find transfers and D2 guys and start over from scratch, possibly with a new coaching staff as well next season.
I think one thing to ask, too, is will you be donating to the Triton Fund next year?
My family, I know, has
Your family has been okay? All right. You get the family exception on that.
Yeah,
sure
my brother and my dad are treated very well in that program. Let's just say that they have supported for many years UCSD athletics before they were popular.
I love it.
Before they were on television and in the NCAA tournament, they have been very supportive of that program.
I love it. No, it was good. It was a good run, man. But now our only hope in San Diego rests with the SDSU women's basketball team. They'll be tipping off
tomorrow night against LSU. And to be frank, not going to happen.
Wow.
So they're a 14.
Wow.
They're a 14
you
seed.
heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
They're a 14 seed. No 14 seed has ever won a game in the NCAA women's tournament.
Which means they're due.
That's true. They are due.
It means they're due.
No 15 seed has ever won. 116 seed has won. In the history of the tournament, I think they're underdogs by 22 and a half, something like that. They have to play on LSU's home floor.
Yeah.
It's not a neutral site like it is in the men's tournament. Going into a hostile Baton Rouge, going to be overmatched against a program that has won a national championship with a big name head coach in Kim Mulkey.
She's something.
She is something. She is definitely something. It's an incredible accomplishment for them to get there. My expectations are very tempered. So more than likely, it looks like 4 and done for San Diego this week in the NCAA tournament. You can still be proud when you get there.
Yeah.
I would have liked to have seen the Aztecs and Tritons maybe pull it off and, get to the next round at least, but neither were national championship contenders. And I can rest fairly comfortably that both teams got most of what they could out of this season. If not all of what they could, they got most of what they could out of these seasons.
I think, obviously the more satiating game to watch was last night's game. I mean, the effort that they put through kept it much closer. And it was a really good basketball game, man. Really good. I text you because my heart is racing, right? I have zero investment in UCSD. My heart was pounding last night. There's some other good games in the tournament too that we can get into as well. I have not checked my brackets yet. Don't know how they did. Did my beloved Texas Tech Red Raiders win? They were
did.
Leading. Okay, good.
They did.
Good,
they held on
good.
to win. I believe it was a close one, but they did hold on to win. So you've got a team still in the
I think I won by like 10
in the tourney.
And when we come back and we've got Don't and Do this, we can talk about one of the upset winners yesterday and the side story, their own version of Sister Jean, I guess.
Yeah.
In the tournament for McNeese yesterday. And if you are following a gnarly story that involves an ex-Michigan coach as well.
This is insane.
We can get to that and Don't Do This.
I've never seen anything like that story, Benny.
All right, so we will do that. Vicky's got some traffic. That is coming up. Don't Do This with Ben and Woods. When we come back, after Woods tells us a little bit about Loan Pronto.
Yes, sir, my friends. If you are a homeowner, excuse me. Yeah, get it to me. Now is a great time to call Loan Pronto today. Get some money out of your home's value. You've earned that equity. Just do it. Do it with their cash out refi right now. It makes it easy to pay off all your credit cards or tackle that 2025 home improvement project. Get cash in your pocket fast. No appraisals, no paperwork, no waiting. With their AI-driven technology, you can get approved and funded in as little as a day. Low fixed rates, lightning fast transfers. Do it too. Consolidate debt, improve your home, take control of your finances. You could be credit card debt-free by this time next week. All you got to do is call Loan Pronto now, 619-207-4336, or go to loanpronto.com. Get your free rate quote now with no hard credit pull at 619-207-4336, or again, go to loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Don't do this. Brought to you by Trust and Will. Don't leave your entire estate, house, kids, and life savings up to chance if and when you die. Do set up a Trust or Will online at trustandwill.com. This is a lot more affordable than you think. Visit trustandwill.com for more info. And now for a live from Dave and Buster's edition of DDT. Woodsy, get us started.
Man, this is a very creepy story out of the University of Michigan. Matt Weiss worked for the Baltimore Ravens before joining the University of Michigan 2021. He was charged this week with 14 counts of unauthorized computer access and 10 counts of identity theft. Essentially what he did, he cracked the encryption protecting all the student passwords. Assisted by research that he did on the internet.
They say this guy was a pretty savvy computer hacker in addition to being a football coach.
Massively, man. He got into the students' clouds, 2,000 athletes, 1,300 students or alumni from schools across the country. And he targeted, of course, female college athletes. He looked for nudes is basically what he was looking for. Intimate videos, intimate pictures.
He could have stolen anything he wanted once he got in there, but really he was just trying to be supremely creepy. That was his motivation. That was just maximum creepiness.
Like, does he know the internet exists, right? Like, does he know that you can just go there's a million websites, you can go find all you want?
I was reading this story. It was so creepy that he would like keep detailed notes on some of the athletes that he would steal their information, then would go back like months or years later to check and see if they had added any new photos or anything. I mean, this guy had a system for creepiness.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those guys, like, get him off the street, under the jail. You know what I mean? Because, look, we're just assuming that all of this stopped at the computer, right? I guess that's the hope. As devious, as intrusive as it is, you sure hope that creepiness didn't extend to outside of his four walls. You know what I mean? So he's in a lot of trouble. And a very, very disturbing story out of
I worked
Ann
for the
Arbor.
Baltimore Ravens and then the University of Michigan.
I mean, it's just total invasion of privacy. Absolutely creepy. Be careful out there.
All right, second DDT story. Now that we're a soccer town and, Woods is a big fan, cares about such things. He wants our U.S. men's national team to look good on the world stage, but they did not. Last night, playing in Inglewood at SoFi Stadium against Panama in the semifinals of the CONCACAF Nations League, the U.S. was shut out 1-0 by Panama. It's the first time they've ever not won the Nations League. They're not even getting to the final of the Nations League. Why? I saw some people criticizing the decision to hold a game at like 4 o'clock in Los Angeles as part of a doubleheader with Mexico during the NCAA tournament. You're not going to get your best supporters group necessarily under those circumstances. Did not play well. Their new coach, Mauricio Pochettino, was pretty hard on his own team. Said, we are USA. You can't win with your shirt, or you cannot win if you play here, there, or I don't know, he said. You need to come here and be better and suffer and win the duels and work hard. Essentially, he's accusing his players of just showing up and going, hey, we're the U.S., we're playing Panama. We're better than them. We're bigger than them. We're faster than them. We're more talented. We're going to win this game. And the coach going, you can't just show up and think you're going to win without putting in the effort and the work. Certainly concerning because we are getting a little closer now to World Cup time. We're a couple years away from the World Cup coming to the United States. Going to be playing some of those games in Los Angeles, in this country. And you want to think that the U.S. could be heading in the right direction with their men's national team, but after getting rid of Greg Berhalter, here we are again,
more of
wondering whether we're getting more of the same from our men's national team.
No, I saw a lot of upset people last night. Kind of an interesting goal, to say the least, scored in extra time, Ben. And, yeah, man, just kind of another heartbreak. I was texting with some soccer buddies of mine last night. I guess I'm a new soccer buddy, Mr. Soccer now. But, they're like, don't get me started. People are really kind of at their wits' end with this U.S. men's national team. And, again, better to happen now, right, than in the World Cup. But this is something that you hope they can learn from, hope they will build on. If history's any indicator, they probably won't. But I guess hope is the dream.
Now,
here.
You remember who was the interim head coach in between Berhalter and Pochettino, right? Mikey Varas
Oh,
was the interim head
yeah.
coach.
Our very own.
Maybe he should have kept the job. I'm glad he didn't. And he's gotten off to a great start with San Diego FC. They will play on Sunday at Austin as they put their 4-game unbeaten franchise history streak on the line, heading to Texas this weekend for an Apple Plus game. I think it's a 1 o'clock start our time for San Diego FC this weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be another banger. This is going to be a really tough matchup for them.
All right, finally to the NCAA tournament for a little do this.
DD Mega Doo-Doo.
All the kids talk about Aura, and they talk about Riz. And I don't think anybody sums up Riz and Aura more than McNeese State student manager Amir Khan. He's been an internet sensation. He is the only or the first student manager to secure an NIL deal because he is known for his big boombox. He walks the team out. They have T-shirts made of him. Adam, I sent you an interview. Did you get it?
Yeah.
This is the post game last night after McNeese State wins their first game in history, taking down Clemson. Here is Amir Khan. They go to him. This is who they want to talk to after that win. He played 0 minutes, scored 0 points, 0 rebounds.
He is Aura. Amir Khan. Your McNeese Cowboys just pulled it off. They beat Clemson. What were you thinking? What were you thinking as that clock went to 0?
We got our first win in school history, So McNeese is the hometown school, and for us to get a win in March Madness, it means the world to me.
What was the boombox blast in pregame?
No Switch by NBA Youngboy.
Will that be back Saturday, or there'll be a total switch up again?
We really don't know. Everything we do is just.
We got the boombox out now.
Yeah, it is. It's right there. Right there.
And Wild Wings. With Wild Wings here. Here we go, man.
Put it on. So
I love Buffalo Wild Wings.
I'm a big fan too.
That's his sponsor.
For me to have this, it means a lot.
What is it like being with? What's this guy like for you guys? What's he mean to you?
Yo, talk to him. He's Aura. This is Aura right here.
Tell me what he means.
This is really my man. Hey, this is my man. Hey, he be in the gym early every day. He getting rebounds. Like, he for real. When he said he had Wilt Chamberlain numbers, he really led by that. Like, for real. Like, tell him, boy, pop it. Like, that's not cap.
Why isn't this boombox playing in here right now?
Because, like, he letting it rest right now. Like, you feel me? He do a lot. So right now, I got to rest.
He's like their hype man, and they have rallied around this dude. He's 5'7". He's 5'7". Wears glasses. He's just one of the guys. Goes in there and puts in the work before the players get there. He is beloved by them. He's kind of their sister Jean. They rally around this dude, and again, they go out and they get their first win, and that's the kid that they go celebrate, man. And he's having a ball with this. He's basically like their version of Hawk Tua. He's got his 15 minutes right now, and he's going to milk it for all he can, and I don't blame him at all.
And McNeese will go on to face 4th-seeded Purdue on Saturday. 5.5-point underdogs, but not impossible that they could pull off another upset and get to the Sweet 16. And
handled Clemson pretty well.
One of the Cinderellas now in the tournament, and that is don't and do this for a Friday.
That was Don't Do This with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
Wasn't a day of huge upsets. None of the 16s, 15s, 14s, or 13s won. 8-0 for the 1, 2, 3, and 4 seeds yesterday in the NCAA tournament. Some pretty convincing wins for Houston, and St. John's looked really good against Omaha last night. Wisconsin was strong. You did have a couple of double-digit seeds win, including McNeese. Drake pulled off the upset and beat Missouri 67-57, and Arkansas that was probably one of the better games I watched yesterday.
Kansas,
10th seeded Arkansas taking down Kansas. What a disappointing year for the Jayhawks. They were number 1 preseason, and then disappointing regular season. Only got a 7th seed, bounced in the first round of the NCAA tournament by Arkansas and John Calipari, who wins his first game after leaving Kentucky and heading over to Arkansas. Mountain West, I know. I probably, if I could bet with my head and not my heart, you could make a lot of money betting against the Mountain West in the NCAA tournament.
Who's left?
New Mexico and Colorado State will both play today. Aztecs, of course, lost by 27, and Utah State got bodied by UCLA in a 7-10 matchup, 72-47. And honestly, I don't think UCLA is that good. Just not a good performance by Utah State as they meekly go out in the first round of the Mountain West now 0-2. Maybe New Mexico, their best shot to get a win today. Colorado State's a 12 seed. New Mexico will play today at, when's their game? Tonight at 4:25 against Marquette in a 10-7 matchup, but they're 3.5-point underdogs. Colorado State is 1.5-point underdogs against number 5 Memphis. I'm surprised that line's that close. If you want my advice on betting, go Memphis. I just don't think that the Mountain West, for some reason, whether it's the travel all season long, if they just don't.
Altitude.
Other than San Diego State a couple of years ago and with their Sweet 16 runs, hasn't been a lot of success in the Mountain West in the NCAA tournament.
Probably a safe bet.
Can't really beat that rap right now with what's going on. All right, before we take a break, I want to let everybody know what's going on down here at Dave & Buster's. If you show up today, they're offering March Madness specials with 20 wings for $20 and $5 draft beers. Got some eat and play combos where if you get a game card, you can get a full entree. So have come down, have lunch or dinner. We're going to be down here all day, and they say some new games over on the in the midway, the game area on the other side. UFC Human Crane. I don't know what that one is.
I don't either.
Top Gun Maverick. That sounds pretty cool. Check them all out here while we're broadcasting live from Dave & Buster's. Ben and Woods, Braden, Gwen and Chris show this afternoon, Scraby, all the way until 7 o'clock. And we've got prizes as well. We got the prize desk over there. We're giving away Mike Schilt autographed baseball this morning, and we'll have more prizes to give away throughout the day. So whenever you stop by, make sure you come by and enter your name in our drawing.
Love it.
For some 97.3 The Fan and Padres stuff.
I love it.
All right, when we come back, it is time to crown our champion in the 6th annual Ben and Woods Tournament of Drops. Who was it? You chose. The voting is closed. We will reveal the results.
Game's over.
It's over.
Oh
It's
my
now
God.
we just need to find out who won. That is coming up next with Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3. Sour 97.3 The Fan is brought to you by Staples. Your local Staples has hot deals and super low prices throughout the store and everything for your business. And right now at Staples, save up to $250 off your print order. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details. Ends April 5th. Plus, save even more with the Easy Rewards program at Staples.
We forgot to mention that back in the Odyssey studio is our beloved boss, Adam Klug, running the board. Good morning, Adam.
What's up, guys? Happy second day of the NCAA tournament.
Totally forgot about you for the last hour and a half.
Which is how it kind of means you're doing a good
It's
job.
intentional.
You're like an umpire. If we know your name, that's not a good thing. So you're doing a great job.
How relieved were you before we get to our tournament of drops reveal? How relieved were you that Slay the Dragon again did not make it into the championship?
Very. I sent you guys a nice little GIF when that happened, when the results were revealed.
Yeah,
celebratory.
Yeah, celebratory gift. Next year, just let's pay a little bit more attention to detail. If something like that happens, do we need to set up? You know how we were talking about the guys that look at too many adult videos and they have to have their buddy be their accountability partner? Do you need to run everything through us so we can sign off on it for next year? Do you want to do it like a little accountability training?
I just got to be better. It's got to be better.
Well, listen, I know you
Look,
juggle a lot
let's
of
say this,
balls.
by the way. Let's just hope that we're in a position to where we're worrying about making
That's
promos
true.
for advancing in the playoffs.
It's a good point.
That is
That
true.
is a good
That
point.
is absolutely true. That's kind of the goal, is to get back there. And but we learn from our mistakes. So I'm glad you're here. You're doing a great job.
All right,
Thanks, guys. Sound great.
Thanks, Adam. Before we reveal the winner of the 6th annual Tournament of Drops, it's our annual tournament of our favorite sound bites Paulie collects throughout the year. Let's once again go through the entire field of 32 that was competing
I love this idea.
for this year's title. Here it is.
You got a problem.
Ganja, a.k.a. cannabis.
I love Paul Skeens.
Hot beef.
Thank you,
Can't
John.
even believe it.
Dylan Fief.
You're a crumb creep.
Oh, God. Oh, yes.
Oh, there he is.
The Padres have slayed the dragon again.
What's up, my dude? How you doing?
We'll give it 16 minutes of salt, and then we'll, get back on the bump and figure it out.
I hate Christmas.
Bootylicious. Girls. 1, 2, swallow.
Bring gas.
Oh, put your pants back on.
I am not okay.
Ain't you pee, huh?
3, 2, 1. Catching up Padres pitcher Michael King.
Treat yourself a round of sausage.
Raw dogging the Scissor Sisters.
Duval.
Put some money into the kitty.
La Pantera! A little LQ. Shake that butt.
Just a fantastic year all around. My God. We are almost full for next year.
So we've already gotten some great entries coming up. So we started last Thursday. We went from 32 to 24, 24 to 16, 16 to 8, 8 to 4, 4 to 2, and we were left with just 2 entries in the tournament of drops. Now, before we announce today's champion, your kids decided to put their own they outed their own spin on things.
Yeah, they outed their own spin on it with a lot of vim and a lot of vigor. No, this was just my 7-year-old last night who was cracking up before bed. I was putting him to bed, and he kept doing the drops. He can't wait. He's watching right now. Cannot wait to see who wins the tournament of drops. But here's his takes on both.
Ganja, aka cannabis.
His little deep voice now.
Yeah,
crazy.
And
You've got a problem.
he loves it. I don't know which one he wants to win.
Ganja,
Probably.
aka cannabis.
It's so jarring to hear that
jarring.
deep voice, considering that Bo won the very first tournament of drops with a little 1-year-old
Yeah.
FU.
Yeah,
You've got
tiny
a problem.
Yeah, he's like a little man now, man, and it's very, very odd.
so
He
the
loves
the
it.
championship, based on your Tier 1 votes over the last week plus, came down to the number 1 overall seed. Here it is again, Lee Hacksaw Hamilton,
You got a problem.
going up against yours truly, another 1 seed from the other side of the bracket.
You got a problem.
No.
That's actually
Ganja, aka cannabis.
There we go.
Now you guys
There we
see
go.
what happened with the promo. I'm telling you.
So that was from a game of Take on Woods from earlier this year. And Paulie, if you would please.
Oh no.
The final results for the 6th annual Ben & Woods Tournament of Drops. Who did the Tier 1 select as this year's winner?
We just talked about that first tournament where Bo beat you. You have not been back to the finals since, even though you get like 25% of the field
Very true.
every year.
Always the bridesmaids, never the bride.
So this is a big moment. The Tier 1s have spoken, and if you heard the video, it was the first 2 drops. It was the number 1 overall seed going up against the number 2 overall seed. I don't think that has happened yet in our 6 years
Chalky
of doing the
this year.
Tournament of Drops. Very chalky. And with a final score of 74.2% of the vote, your winner is
Ganja, aka cannabis.
Yeah! The big dog! You did it! You did it! Congratulations, man.
You can never take this away from me.
How you been?
I'd like to thank the Tier 1s
Unbelievable.
for supporting me. I feel very honored, and I will treat this very seriously.
Ganja, aka cannabis.
Feels amazing.
Does it?
Feels amazing.
Amazing.
This feels
It's
amazing. Feels amazing.
Will you climb behind the Papa Shot and go cut down the net?
cut down that net over
Just
there.
climb right
Sorry.
into the Papa Shot machine?
Sorry, Dave and Buster's. We're going to have to get you a new net at some point. But, man, 7 years of grinding hard with some of the best and goofiest and the drops that you've given this tournament, Ben. It's only right that you finally win one, man. Seriously. It does make me happy that you destroyed Lee Hacksaw
He didn't
Hamilton.
just
I'm
win.
not
You
I'm not
his
I'm not
ass.
going to lie that it does now that I think about it, make me very, very happy.
Ganja, aka cannabis.
Hold that L, my friend. Hold
I am,
that L.
I'm picturing Lee somewhere crying this morning
He's
because he
upset.
came so close.
So
I know what
close.
that feels like.
You got a problem.
God, they did it. Oh, my God.
Oh.
Look at this. They actually brought one
We've
in.
got a net to cut down. Everyone want a little piece of this?
Yeah,
I mean, this is
100%.
This is important. All right, here we go.
This is huge. Yeah, get you a good piece.
I've never done this before.
Yeah,
Look
no, I
at this.
haven't either. Look at you. Attaboy, Benny. It's about time, man. So much work.
Got the net cut down. Congratulations. Here, take a piece, Woods,
No, I'll
of the
take a
net.
piece.
Yeah, take a piece. This is a team effort.
To floss my teeth with it, actually. Wow, I
Look at a tiny little net.
I got breakfast burrito.
Tiny
in here,
little net,
so
Paulie. Let's give you a
I
shot
love
of the net
it, man.
here.
I love it. It's been a long time coming, Benny. It has been a long time
I am
coming
so
for
excited. Tier 1s, if you want. I mean, this net
Come
is
get a piece.
no longer useful to anyone. So at Tier 1s, everyone wants a piece of the
Congratulations,
net.
baby.
Come grab one.
Congratulations. You
It's
worked
a little
hard.
extra prize for coming on down to Dave and Buster's today. Thank you to Dave and Buster's for saying that was a
That was-
surprise.
I
Didn't realize.
I had no idea about that.
It's going to get. It came wheeled right out. I didn't have to climb into the Papa Shot machine or anything
He
to
was
claim
ready
my
to
piece
go.
of the championship
I
net.
love that.
That was amazing.
All right, well, now it's time to start compiling the field of the 7th annual Ben & Woods Tournament of Drops. As you mentioned, we already have some strong entries.
I want to go fast, but I want to go slow, and I want to go deep.
Potentially the favorite already for next year that came from last night's Padres game. We're going to check traffic. When we come back, I want to finally reveal the player I think locked up his spot on the Padres roster last night. We'll get to that next after Vicky's traffic here on 97.3 The Fan. All right, and to be completely frank, they're going to make these decisions based on the body of work and, where guys are going to fit in, the needs that they have for their final 26-man roster. But we talked about Nick Pavetta's performance on the mound. I think it's going to be very hard to leave Alec Jacob off the roster at this point.
100%,
He came into camp, I think, probably as a long shot, given how much
Think
depth.
so?
Well, I mean, if Sean Reynolds had been healthy, if Brian Hoeing had been healthy, I don't even know if there was a spot.
Maybe.
in the Padres bullpen. He was always going to be someone that was there, I think, potentially in AAA to be called up when needed. But, Alec Jacob doesn't have the biggest arm by any respect in the Padres bullpen. He's a great change of pace, though, from some of the other guys, and he's had a terrific spring. He came in 1 inning, 2 strikeouts, lowered his ERA to 1.13.
Nasty.
And he just gives batters
fits.
It's a different look. He can come in after a hard thrower like Pivetta and really change the perspective of the team. And I think that's a valuable thing for every bullpen to have, that change of pace guy. And I like the idea of the Padres having him in the bullpen this season.
It's wild, man, because, the velo, everyone's chasing velo. That's it. And they're chasing it starting at probably 13 years old. Everyone's how hard can I throw? And, man, these guys, too, a guy like Alec Jacob just goes to prove deception, change of pace, mixing speeds and location is just as important, if not the same. It's just as important, I guess, as chasing velo. He commands his zone really well. He gives them fits, man. He tears those guys up, and I love it. I love what he's done. He's one of my favorite guys to watch.
Jason Adam, who had a couple of rougher outings, bounced back with the shutout inning last night. I do think that one guy who's competing maybe for one of those last spots as well, Ron Marinaccio, who the Padres traded for in the offseason, got through a scoreless inning, couple of walks,
walks.
Mike Schilt, the walks absolutely drive him.
Every manager.
Batty, every manager. I don't know that it's going to cost him a spot on the team. I would assume we will see Ron Marinaccio with the Padres at some point because you need a bunch of guys throughout the year in your bullpen. Has he done enough to make the team this spring?
Well, again, I think it's probably a symptom, too, of those guys that you mentioned being down. He probably does make the team.
He can give you a little length. They're trying to stretch me. He only pitched an inning last night, but hopefully a guy maybe can give you 2 if you needed that in middle relief.
Maybe a little girth, too.
He likes to go deep.
And slow and fast. That's right.
I want to go fast, but I want to go slow, and I want to go deep.
That's right. We all do, buddy. We all do.
One guy who had a terrific spring actually struggled in the 9th inning last night with a 5-0 lead. Adrian Morejon gave up 3 runs, 4 hits in 2/3 of an inning.
Almost served it up, too, at the end. It was very, very close. So, hey, listen, everybody's going to have those speed bumps. I don't know. I mean, look, I'm watching the game last night with my 7-year-old who gives you perspective. He goes, wow, man, he sucks right now. I go, all right, yeah. I mean, if you're going to look at the spring training numbers, sure. You can't sit here and applaud, Gavin Sheets for what he's done, and he's batting. What's Gavin Sheets batting now? He is
1 for 3 last night, I think. He had kind of a bloop single.
Yeah, he's hitting 313. His OPS is over 1,000. Luis Arias has got a 395 average. His OPS is 974. And then there's our beloved Manny with 148 batting average, 503.
And take away the first swing at the first pitch of spring training, and it looks even worse.
Yeah. So look, he did. I will say this, man. He did look a little bit. He did look a little bit out of sorts at the dish. He did get a knock on a hanging curveball that I think you would have hit for a hit, but. He did look a little bit out of sorts at the plate. He's kind of a notorious slow starter anyway, so
I do get the
don't
sense
worry about him.
That no one worries less about spring training than Manny Machado does. Yeah. He knows that in 5 days, his average, just like everybody else's,
will be 0.
0, 0, 0,
yep.
Starting over from scratch. I don't think any of this is of any concern whatsoever.
Quietly, Jake.
I always wonder what is of concern to Manny Machado.
Correct. Yeah, I know. Me too. Quietly, Jake Cronenworth having a nice spring for the Padres.
Really nice.
He was 1 for 3 last night, but the one of the outs that I saw was a really loud out to left field when Oppo barreled it right at the left fielder. But again, I mean, his OPS is over 800 as well, hitting above 300. Feels really comfortable at second base. Looks really good at second base. I think that's where over the last couple of years, it's kind of been shown he hits better when he plays second base. It's just one of those things. So he's going to be the second baseman. I'm expecting him to have a much better year than last year.
And how do you keep Brandon Lockridge off this team
no kidding.
At this point? Came in late, had another double.
Yeah.
He's hitting 368, over 1,000 OPS.
Yeah.
And, well, there's no chance that's going to carry over to the regular season.
God, he's had a great spring.
He's had such a great spring, and what makes Lockridge so valuable is that he does everything you want a bench guy to do. He can pinch run, he can play defense, he can steal a bag, whatever. He is versatile, I mean, at least outfield wise.
Yep.
And if you're going to throw in the fact that he's red hot and hitting, when do you want Brandon Lockridge on the roster other than right now when he's locked in? He's going to be the most useful at this point. I think maybe he has figured out a way to make this roster, and it could come at the expense of Tyler Wade.
I mean, do you really think that? Because they put out yesterday,
I know,
the Padres
I
put
know.
out this Tyler Wade 4-minute hype video. And again, love Tyler Wade. Love Tyler Wade. Want to hang out with Tyler Wade. Wish he was a personal friend. But again, if you want to be considered kind of a serious ball club at this point, I think you have guys that are more deserving than Tyler Wade as we sit here today. And I think Brandon Lockridge is one of those guys. So with the signing of Jose Iglesias.
OPS of 441 this spring for Tyler Wade. And again, spring numbers, if I throw out Manny's, I kind of have to throw out Tyler Wade's. At the same time, that one does concern me a little bit going into the season.
One thing I do know about Tyler Wade, he will not be at 30 and 100 at the end of the year, like Manny Machado probably will be. So the potential is there for Manny, not so much for Tyler Wade. But again, I know how much they love him. I know how much the team loves him. I just don't know if you put out hype videos of guys that you're about to cut 3 days later. I just don't know. I have no idea. But I
don't know. I think you use all the content that you've got while you have a chance to get it. We know how this business works, Woods. If we know we've got an expiration date on content and we haven't gotten it out yet, what do? We get it out.
Well, we usually forget about
that's
it, to
true.
be honest with you. Yeah, but the Padres put that out yesterday. I don't know, man. I think that Brandon Lockridge probably deserves to make this squad over him right now.
Here's what we've got left for spring training for the Padres. This afternoon, they will take on the Cubs in Mesa at 1:05. Tomorrow, split squad. They'll play the Reds in Peoria at 1:10. I believe we'll have that game for you here on 97.3 The Fan. They'll also go and take on the Guardians at 1:05 with a split squad on Sunday at Salt River against the Arizona Diamondbacks at 1:10. And then, as usual, they will wrap things up on Monday with an early 12:10 start. After the game, they will head back to San Diego for a couple of days and get ready for opening day next Thursday against the Atlanta Braves. We already know the matchup. Chris Sale against Michael King on opening day. And that, I believe, is also a 1:10 start at Petco Park. And looking forward to opening day with your San Diego Padres. So not much left here at spring training. We're really getting down to the nitty-gritty.
Yeah, Maria says in the chat, I would love to see Tyler Wade prove people wrong and Xander too, honestly. 100%. Never a personal.
But if I had to choose one of the two, I would choose Xander to prove people wrong.
All day.
Rather than Tyler Wade.
Yeah, all day long. So never a personal thing. Just I want the best 26 guys out there that's going to help us beat the Braves, in the first series and beyond. You will need all those guys at some point. So, nothing personal at all. Some guys have had some really good springs, and you'd hate to lose them or send them down, man, and just never to be heard from again. But I really like, I like the position battles. I know Schulte does as well. He talked about it a lot last night, just how much of a grind it's been for these dudes that are all fighting and scrapping and clawing. It hasn't always been that way, Benny.
If you are a Padres fan, you're going to want to join us live here at Dave & Buster's. We've got some Padres memorabilia to give away, including this morning. We've got a Mike Schilt autographed baseball. Also in the second half of the program, we've got another pair of Padres tickets to give away for the Padres Guardians game on Monday, March 31st, Jackson Merrill bobblehead night at Petco Park. And we got spring training Sammy joining us from Peoria coming up in our next hour as well. Give us an update as we head into the final weekend of the Cactus League for your San Diego Padres before they come home. So that's all coming up. John Flint's going to be in-house. Is he here yet for a live game, a rematch against Woods and take on
Make
Woods?
some noise, everybody.
All coming up
Tier
here.
1's here.
Again, join us all day long at Dave & Buster's for day 2 of the NCAA tournament. We are live on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. Be right back.
Home on a Friday. Ben and Woods, 97.3 The Fan, live from Dave & Buster's. You know, been doing this now as a show together we're coming up on our 7-year anniversary, right? The 7-year itch.
Opening day next week.
Opening
also,
day.
our 7-year anniversary.
You know, not to take too much. I mean, obviously, opening day is a slightly bigger story than our show's birthday. But when I look out in the audience and see all these familiar faces and see the interaction, man, it never, ever, ever ceases to amaze me. This community that has come together around this radio show, and it's the dream of every radio host. Period. The end. And you guys have helped us fulfill that. I don't want to weep here this morning. I will, but no, I just really appreciate you guys coming out this morning, being part of the family.
And I want to say that over the years, we have grown to become almost a semi-professional outfit here. And I give most of the credit to the person sitting to my right.
Oh, yeah.
Paulie Reindl, who has got his setup now is kind of beyond belief. I mean, he's got our radio equipment, but he's got an iPad monitoring our YouTube stream, his laptop up on a platform, multiple web cameras all over the place. Just bought our new Ben & Woods backdrop.
Look at that.
Over here.
Beautiful.
Like professional teams have when they set up press conferences with sponsors and their team logos. We now have our own. So if we need to do a press conference after the show,
which we should,
we can stand right in front of it. It's tall enough for all of us to fit in front of. So we now have our own press conference backdrop. How much did we spend on that?
Don't worry about it, Benny.
Don't worry about it. You didn't.
It's all taken care of.
Yeah.
You didn't, and Adam, you don't worry
Actually,
about it either. You didn't buy it either.
You owe me $500.
Yeah,
that's what I thought.
Exactly. That's right. It was $1,500. I gave Paulie $5. You owe him $5. Paulie, give me $250.
Yeah, I got you.
From Benny. But no, Paulie's crushing it out here today, trying to get it's a lot, man. When you're on a live remote, you got to get the audio right. Now you got to get the video right. The video looks good. They have cleaned that up. So appreciate you guys being here.
Also want to thank engineer Mike and Presley and the promotions team. Long day out here because, of course, we're live at Dave & Buster's all day long. Not just our show, but every show on 97.3 The Fan is going to be here until 7 p.m. With basketball starting in just over an hour on these TVs, which is why this is giant screen behind us. You got baseball, and you're happy right now, but that is a huge screen behind us, and there's TVs all over Dave & Buster's. Multiple bars throughout the premises, games, of course, what Dave & Buster's is known for.
So I just saw that
drink specials. It's incredible.
I just saw that Top Gun Maverick.
Oh, did you?
Oh my God!
Are you like flying through the canyons and stuff like they do in the movie?
Do you need me for this segment?
I don't know. I mean, if you want to go play, you can give us a report on the game.
I do have to jam right
Actually,
after the show.
Need you for the
you do need me? All right, I need you for this segment.
Fine. And I need you for the next one. Take on Woods. Probably can get by without you while I talk to Sammy at the bottom of the hour, honestly, if that's when you want to play.
Don't worry, Woods is playing Afterburner or something in the background.
Galaga. Have you found Galaga?
I have not.
Do they not have those anymore?
I do love Galaga. When's Sammy coming on?
8:35. Yeah, he'll be in the
Same
bottom of the
time as always.
Now I'm going to miss you guys Monday. What are you going to do without me?
Well, we're going to have plenty to talk about. It's the last day of spring training.
Basketball Ben.
Got a whole weekend of basketball Ben.
Who are you going to book for the show?
We'll be down to the Sweet 16 by Monday.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We won't have any guests.
Sammy will be there for the last day.
Last day.
Yeah.
Adam, is that right? Sammy's staying till Monday and then leaving?
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
I don't know the exact date he's leaving.
Well, okay. I mean,
if I was Sammy, I'd be begging to come home now.
Today.
After being there for almost a month and a half at this point.
Johnny Flint's here, everybody. Make some noise from John and Tammy.
How about John coming in on the giant KSON Country Fest weekend, but he's here early. And he's got
a Kenny Powers jersey on. I love it. And we're going to play a little Take on Woods.
The rematch from our Christmas and holiday extravaganza when John took an early lead, but you came back at the end to assert your supremacy once again as the Take on Woods king. We'll have a fun game, just a little rematch for you two today, and someone can call in and qualify perhaps for our trip to Las Vegas.
Beautiful, beautiful. I'm looking forward to the rematch, Johnny. It's going to be a less involved game than the Christmas show, but still Take on Woods, man. We're still going to get after it. So.
Actually, today's Take on Woods is a completely listener-submitted category by Tier 1 Zach.
Oh,
thought
beautiful.
we'd mix it up a little bit.
I think he was here,
You can't accuse me of bias at all.
Okay.
I did not come up with the questions for Take on Woods today. So blame Zach or thank Zach, depending on how the results of our game go later this hour.
All right, what's on your agenda this weekend?
I've Spirit of the Barrio. I'm the MC this afternoon. I go downtown to the Barrio.
To the Barrio.
And it's a...
Which, I mean, who better, again, I say it every year, who better to go to the Barrio than you?
We've got special guests from the Padres. It's kind of like a panel. You know what? I'm good at moderating panels.
You are excellent.
And usually some political leaders and movers and shakers, and it's a tamale luncheon. They do them throughout the summer every month, and this is one to get baseball season started with opening day next week. A little Q&A with Sergio Del Prado, who's vice president with the Padres, and Eduardo Ortega, Spanish language voice. Eddie's going to be there, which I always love seeing Eddie getting ready for another season. I don't know how many years this is now for Eddie. I think he's going on somewhere like 30.
30? Yeah, I was
30
gonna say.
years as the Spanish language voice of the Padres, and I'm a big proponent. Eduardo Ortega needs to be in the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Unquestionably.
He is one of the great Spanish language broadcasters in baseball history, and there needs to be a spot in Cooperstown soon for Eddie Ortega.
Now, will you do your Q&A and your moderation in English, or will you do it in Spanish?
Me, as bilingual as I am,
Yes.
I don't even know when I'm slipping between English and Spanish. It's such second nature to me. So
many call it Spanglish, how you speak. Oftentimes in here, I'm like, Ben, I don't, un poquito, just a little bit. But yeah.
Muchas gracias, Senor Woods.
Very welcome. De nada. I have to travel today, but more than anything in the world, I wish I could also go to the Spirit of the Barrio luncheon and see my beloved Ben.
The tamales are really good.
I bet they are, man. I bet they are. And do they pay you in tamales? That's the only.
It's all I get is all the tamales I can
all
eat.
the tamales you can eat.
So they actually do try to send me. Can we give you a take-home package? I mean, as many as I want. Bring them home later for the family. We get to all the tamales I want.
We're playing Take On Woods. You're playing Take Home Tamales for sure. I'm so excited for you.
And then, this weekend I'm probably going to be watching a lot of basketball. I don't have anything major planned while you're, skiing the slopes in Colorado. I'll just stay home and have a quieter week.
Now, I got a DM yesterday from a guy, very nice. He said, I recommend taking a lesson, Woodsy, if it's been a while. And he said, this is what got me. He goes, it'd be a great example for your children. And I'm like, I go, my kids are already taking lessons. He said, well, skis have changed since the last you've skied. Yeah, he said
golf clubs change, so I would assume skis.
Yeah, but most people don't break their neck playing golf.
That's true.
You know what I mean? I have the potential to break my neck tomorrow as I ski, and
they're no longer made out of wood. I hear
they're not made out of wood. He said I think they're a little wider now than they used to be. I'm a little nervous about hitting the slopes. So I'm going to try to take it really easy.
You're not nervous about hitting slopes. You're nervous about hitting a tree.
Hitting a tree, yeah. The old Sonny Bono. I am very, very nervous about that, but I'm not going to do a lesson. I'm gonna put my foot down. I'm just going to take it easy. I'm not the adrenaline junkie I once was. Put my boot down, and I'm just going to try to leisurely ski down the mountain.
It's just one goal. Don't injure yourself.
Yeah, don't get hurt. That's it. And I did. You're 49 years old when you were packing last night, and I looked in one of my drawers. And I go, I should probably bring those knee sleeves. So I did. I threw them both in there, and I got my knee sleeves. I'm ready to go. We're flying out today at noon, so going to be up against it. But man, excited to get out there. They got a bunch of snow. My kids are super, super excited.
Now, will you get on the slopes today, or
tomorrow?
You'll just be set for tomorrow?
Yeah,
you get your skis today.
We're going to go up and get all our gear and be ready to jam in the morning. Class for them starts at 9 a.m. We are free and clear of them until like 2 o'clock, and they're going to be exhausted after. Just going to have a good time with family. My in-laws are there. My sister-in-law is there. Remember Kathleen Bade?
Yeah.
Kathleen Bade from Channel 8. Kathleen Bade is in Telluride with her husband, Jeff. They have a condo there. So we're actually going to have dinner with them tonight. Longtime family friends. So, yeah, very excited about that as well. I've never been there. So I'm really, really excited to see the town. And I've heard nothing but great things. So I'm excited.
As a non-skier, I've also not been there. But, I would love to spend some lodge time. I have no interest in hitting slopes.
I'm going to lodge a little bit. And got to watch the kids, make sure they're doing good and not freaking out. But I'm excited, man. It'll be fun. I'll miss you guys Monday. I don't like missing work, but we're flying in Monday. I get in at like 7 p.m. Be ready to roll.
The danger with your kids is in the first 5 minutes, they could decide they hate it.
Right, like you.
And they have, 3 days of 5-hour lessons planned.
Correct.
And it's going to be misery.
Right.
Or they could decide that they absolutely love it more than anything.
And then it's like $100,000 out the door in the next 10 years. Yeah. Then I'm a ski family
for the next decade.
Yeah, and then we're driving up on the weekends to Big Bear and Mammoth and everything else. And
the goal here is you hope your kids
Kinda like it.
enjoyably tolerate it for the next few days.
It's exactly like, I like it. I don't know if I really want to do it again anytime soon. Like,
perfect.
Then great. That is absolutely fantastic.
Don't hate it because we got to be here for a few days.
I mean,
don't love it too much because we're not coming back for a while.
Yeah, we're not buying a vacation home in Lake Tahoe or anything anytime soon, man. But yeah, you're right. I do want them to have a good time. The way that I've duped them is two of their best friends, their brothers, Jackson and Ryder. Those dudes they just went and they skied. They did really well. So I showed them the video. I go, well, if these guys can do it, you guys better be able to do it. So they're now fired up to compete with their buddies. But no, man, it's going to be fun. Anytime you can get away with the family is a good time. So excited about that. Really excited about next week. Back to just me and the missus for a whole week, which is going to be very, very fun. And we got opening day.
Mike Schilt has some advice for you.
For next week.
For next week, for some alone time with Hannah.
I want to go fast, but I want to go slow, and I want to go deep.
No problem.
He wants to.
Oh, he knows.
Whoa.
I'd say that's a little different than advice. It's more like on Schultz's wish list. Which, hey, listen, you win us World Series, we'll talk. We'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. Hey, boy.
All right, we need to find an isolation booth for you for Take on Woods. It's a big place, so we can probably find somewhere to hide you. But we've got John Flint here. If you want to call in during the break, Adam will take a random caller, let's say the fourth caller. You're not going to play Take on Woods, but Johnny will be playing for you. And if he wins or ties, you will qualify for our grand prize trip to Las Vegas. So you can call now 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. Qualify for our grand prize. An in-house special edition of Take on Woods live from Dave & Buster's is coming up next year on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Yeah, baby. Woo! Tell you guys about my friends over at Sedano Ford. We're actually very close to my friends over at Sedano Ford. Got a beautiful dealership right over in La Mesa. St. Patty's Day, of course, is done. Bagora. But my pal Manny Sedano, proud local and veteran-owned dealer, dishing out March deals so sweet that you'd swear he's holding a winning lottery ticket. The Ford F-150 Lightning, just $99 a month. The Bronco Badlands, one of my favorite vehicles on the road. That is yours for just $275 a month. And the Ford Maverick gets about 35 miles a gallon, hits the road at just $275 a month. More cash for anything else you need, my friends. If you have car trouble, their mobile service races to you very, very fast. They will take care of it right there in your driveway or your place of business. Swing by Sedano Ford in La Mesa. Let them know Woodsy sent you. And Manny's local veteran-owned crew will hook you up Sedano style. Still hot deals over at Sedano Ford. Zoom on over to SedanoFord.com before March ends, and you will be cruising all the way home in your dream car or truck. Again, more details about these offers. Check out their inventory at SedanoFord.com. Let them know Woodsy. From 97.3, The Fan sent you, please.
All right, welcome back. We're live at Dave and Buster's. It is Friday morning. We're about 45 minutes away from day 2 of the NCAA tournament. We can get all these TV screens here in action. But we got Sammy, spring training, joining us in just a few minutes from Peoria, Arizona. Get an update on the Padres. First, though, we got some business, some unfinished business to attend to. If you were in the audience for our Christmas and holiday extravaganza, either on the radio or in person, you saw the ultimate showdown between Woods and John Flynn from KSON, our grand championship of the year of our take on Woods. Today is just a fun little rematch because John came down in person. So why don't we get to it?
All right.